Love and Hip Hop ATL Season 3, Episode 3. Alright, it starts off with Mimi and Nico's in Mimi's new car. I guess that she bought with that porn money. And Nico's telling her about Stevie coming up to see him and how he had to, check him or whatever, and he ain't know nothing about the deal, so he had to let him know about the deal. And so Mimi's like, well, hold on. And she pulls over on the side 'cause she didn't want to crash her new car or whatever. And she told him, what the fuck will make you sit there and tell him about us having, signing the deal? And he's like, oh, Stevie don't matter or whatever. And then she was like, yes, he does matter. And she goes on to say that, when Stevie is, heated about something, he's like a pit bull. He's, he ain't stopping. And he's telling her, oh, you don't need to be worried about that. And, sorry, y'all. And Nico's like, you don't need to be worried about that or whatever. And Mimi's like, oh, yes, you do. And they start arguing. And Mimi's like, you need to get the fuck up out my car. And he's like, oh, no, I'm not going to leave. She's like, oh, yes, you need to get the fuck up out my car. And then, he's like, oh, well, I ain't gonna leave. She's like, okay, well, I'll leave then. I'm like, Mimi, who are you fooling? Who the hell gonna get out their own damn car? Come on, that's stupid shit. You gonna get out your car and walk? I don't think so. So then he started grabbing her, and they arguing, and he never got up out the car. So then, it's really, nigga, get out my car. But he wouldn't get out. And, I just think it's just all, it's all for TV. Cause Mimi, come on now, bitch. You ain't that damn mad. You knew Stevie was gonna find out. You really did. Moving on. So, Scrappy goes over to his friend's house. Erica Pinky, and she's over there lighting up candles and shit like they're about to have a damn seance. And he asked her, okay, so, like, what's going on here? He's like, we coming over there for prayer or we coming to have sex, basically. And she's like, well, what was up with that text you sent me the other night? And he's like, what text? And I guess Scrappy is, infamous for, just sending drunk texts. And, she's like, the text that said, I need you or whatever. He's like, oh, I need you as a friend. And then she's like, oh, you need me at 3 a.m. in the morning? And then he's like, yeah, I need somebody to talk to. I was going through something. I need you as a friend. And then she's like, well, if Bambi doesn't know you're over here, and you needed someone to talk to, that means she's not fulfilling you and you're not happy. He's like, I'm happy or whatever. And she's like, well, dude, are you in love? And he's like, I'm not in love, but, I'm happy. And then she's like, well, do you think that you could be in love with somebody like me? And he's like, I know you want love and I want love. But, if I didn't have a girlfriend right now, it'd definitely be you. And she's like, oh, well, you don't seem like you're happy. And you don't seem, well, he's like, I would be with you, but this is not how to go about it. Anytime I do me, it ends up blowing in my face. No, I can't, this ain't the right way to do it. And Erica Pinky, let me tell you something. If you want love, sweetheart, this is not the way to go about it. This is not how you gonna find love. This is all gonna blow up in your face. Like Scrappy just told you. He's starting to learn some. He ain't fully got there, but he's learning something. And he does know that this ain't right. And it definitely ain't the right way to go about things. So then, he tells her that, we just need to be friends, basically. And you can tell it ain't never really been a friendship thing. It's always the googly eyes and the flirting, and you know, I can just tell it was never good intentions on being just, the intentions were never to just be friends. Maybe smash buddies or whatever, but it wasn't just intentions to be friends. So let's move on. So Stevie tells Jocelyn about him running up on Nico and how, you know, he says that they got a deal and how they're really porn stars now. And Jocelyn's like, okay, I don't want to hear this now. You know, she might be stupid or whatever, but, you know, I just don't picture her doing pornos at her age. And, you know, it actually kind of says something about Jocelyn has some sort of respect for Mimi. And then she's like, she doesn't believe that they actually did a porno and thing. And she's like, well, come on, I don't feel like talking about this. I don't want to talk about this right now, Stevie. And and he's like, you know, no, this was really a porno. You know, he told me they signed a deal with Vivid. Now they trying to, you know, keep up with the Jordans. And then she's like, okay, whatever, Stevie. So then he starts telling about Benzino's got a new girl and they think that they should meet Benzino's new girl. And then she's like, Stevie, is this somebody you fucked? And he's like, no, I ain't fucked her. It's like almost like he ain't sure. I don't know. I ain't fucked this girl. And then she's like, I just gotta check because, you know, Stevie fucks a lot of girls. Stevie and Benzino, they be doing some little slick shit, you know? But, yeah, he's like, yeah, we should just meet him, you know. If it's somebody he's really into, I think we should meet him or whatever. And she's like, okay, well, you know, I hope that she's a real bitch. And, you know, I can get along with her. So, later on, they end up meeting up with him or whatever. And they end up coming over to the house for dinner. And the girl seems nice. She's you know, has her own, she's a realtor or whatever, has her own business. And they met over DMing Benzino, which I've heard before that Benzino likes to DM people and he be thirsty sometimes. So, it's actually not shocking. And, you know, she says it was love at first sight for him. And that, you know, it's just great. And then, Jocelyn, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep my eye on you, you know, because I love my husband, and my husband loves Benzino, so I love him too. So I got to watch out for him. And she's like, okay, well, and then Benzino and Stevie start talking about coming up with their own business. So they like, you know, right next to, in front of each other, talking about, we should come up with our own restaurant or something like that. Some kind of like, with club music and all that. And Stevie's like, okay, well, we should come up with Stevie and Benzino's or something. He's like, no, Sleazy and Zeno's. And then they're like, bistro and bars. Like, y'all not fooling nobody, okay? And Justin's like, yeah, that's nice. They're real nice. It's like, y'all not fooling nobody, okay? Y'all been had this conversation. It didn't just pop up on the dome. You know, y'all all of a sudden, y'all finish each other's sentences. Y'all know y'all right here. You right here. And like, come on now. You could have said that. Just said later on, you know, that me and Zeno or whatever, we had been thinking about opening up a restaurant. We came up with Sleazy and Zeno's or whatever, bistro. But come on now with the fake shit now. Well, nobody that done where they just thought, they got great chemistry. They just came up with something like that. Like, that's great. They're good friends. No, stop it. Alright, so moving on. So, hold on, y'all. Somehow I got down here. Read my notes, y'all. Okay, so Erica, she goes bowling with Carly and Jock. And introduce her new boyfriend, O'Shea. And she's like, you know, I want O'Shea to meet my people. And she's like, which is Carly. And I don't know, or I don't remember, when exactly did Carly and Erica ever have a relationship. I'm a little confused. That threw me off. I would have expected her to be introducing O'Shea to Arian or Mimi or somebody, but Carly, I don't know. I don't remember them having a friendship, but moving on. So they're all joking, they all getting along, and Jack's talking about how her boyfriend's got on his hat O'Shea, the model. And it's like, okay, this nigga is seriously conceited. But guess what though? He fine as hell. I ain't mad at her. He is fine as hell though. And, you know, even Carly's looking at hell. Jack's looking at him. He like, you know, I ain't into men or nothing, but, you know, O'Shea, yeah, you know, he all buck and, you know, he cut it, whatever. And Carly's like, yeah, O'Shea is fine. And, you know, Jack need to get himself in the, I love me some Jack, but he need to get himself in the gym, you know. O'Shea is fine. They give him eyes or whatever. They all getting along. They laughing or whatever. So at the end, when it's time to pay the bill, Jack like, alright, I'll take care of this. And then O'Shea like, oh, no, we got this. And Jack like, you sure? He like, yeah. Jack like, you sure? O'Shea like, yeah. So they get up and, you know, Jack and Carly leaves, and then O'Shea asks for Erica's card. And then she's like, excuse me, what did she say? And he's like, can I see your card? So in the interview or whatever, little one-on-one with Erica, she was like, yes, he asked for my card. You know, this is not the only time he asked for my card. He has, you know, he hasn't been booking that many modeling gigs lately. So, you know, his money's a little low. My thing is, if you know you ain't got the money, don't sit there and say, oh, we got this, and then ask your girl for her card. You straight up, he definitely seems like an opportunist. Now, I don't know this guy. I have heard some things about him. I guess they're not together anymore, but I have heard some things about him that basically I can tell he's not good for her. And she goes on to say how he's way better than Scrappy and this and that. But I don't think Scrappy would be using you. Really not like that, but it basically looks like he's using her. And I like Erica, and I think Erica's a smart girl, but he ain't the one, boo. He is not the one. Now, I can see, you know, some people are, you know, some men go through the thing where they're ambitious, but they have not come into, you know, they have not been successful. They're just on their journey. But this fool, you just, be saying, oh, we gonna take her to check and then ask your girl for her card. That's some bum shit. For real, that's some weak ass shit. And he just seemed like one of them pretty niggas that try to just take advantage of his looks and you know, get his sugar mama to pay everything. And he might just be with her just so he can have an opportunity to be on the show because he is fine. You know, a lot of girls gonna be looking because he's fine, so, you know, more people gonna be interested. But I'm gonna move off this bum nigga. So, moving on, you know, Rashida's in the gym, she's working out, she's trying to get her body together, and not only to work out to just get her body together after the baby, but she's trying to get her mind together. She's going through depression, and she doesn't know whether it's postpartum depression or it's depression from, you know, all the shit with her and Kirk. And she goes home, and you know, she tells Kirk that she's thinking about getting back into the music, and he tells her that he doesn't think that that's a good idea because of, you know, the baby or whatever, and she needs to be home with the baby. And she's like, well, this is how we make our money, you know, music or whatever, and you know, I got my mama, And he started rolling his eyes and his little attitude. She's like, yeah, but she's like, I know you got a problem with it or whatever, but I got my mama, and you ain't had no problem with it when, you know, mama was watching Kai or whatever when we was doing all this, going to the studio. And Kirk is acting like she's a new mother or something. You know, she's not a new mother. She's got a damn near teenager. She done did this shit before. So it's nothing new. And he's like, you know, well, you always known and I got stuff I need to do, and so you need to be here with the baby. And she's like, well, you always want to do what you want to do. Well, you know, if you don't want mama to watch him or whatever, maybe we need to hire a nanny. He was like, yeah, that's a good idea. We should hire a young nanny. And then she was like, what? I don't care if a nanny's 80 years old. And no, she don't need to be young. She needs to be experienced. And he's like, no, we need to, you know, hire a young nanny that's in, you know, 2014 that can get with FaceTime. And he just saying a bunch of bullshit. And really, it just sounds like he scheming. Oh, yeah, like, you know, it's prey or whatever. Like he's just the predator looking for some more prey. Little young thing that he can just take advantage of when Rashid is in the studio, since he feels so damn insecure about her and what she might be doing because she gets so much attention. So, Kirk is really pissing me off. So, she's like, yeah, we'll get a nanny with her, but she ain't gotta be young. So, you know, and he's also thinking about, you know, I can't wait for these test results to come back to see if Carter is really mine. I'm sorry, y'all. It's hot as hell up in here. It's Atlanta weather. And, you know, he goes on. We're going to get back onto that, though. So, hang on, y'all. So, you know, Kirk meets up with Scrappy. And Kirk is telling Scrappy about how he's, you know, he got a DNA test on his son Carter, and how people be making jokes or whatever saying, oh, or comments saying Rashida, you know, Carter looks like Rashida, whatever. That may not be your baby. That look like, Scrappy's baby. And Scrappy like, oh, for real? Like, that's how you feel? And he like, you know, and I'm scarred emotionally. And Scrappy like, you scarred emotionally. He just couldn't even help. He just bust out laughing. Like, he couldn't even take it serious. And first off, maybe Scrappy ain't the one for this conversation. Maybe because he knows more of the man you need to be getting all, you know, touchy-feely with. Spilling out your emotions. But Scrappy thinks this is absolutely some bullshit. And, you know, I'm with Scrappy on this one. He says, you know, I know for a fact that Rashida ain't stepped out on Kirk. But, you know, if you cool being in the doghouse, then that's on you. And, you know, Kirk is talking about, what did he say? Yeah, he's good with, you know, he knows he's going to be in the doghouse when these test results come out. And it's like, Kirk, really? Really, are you seriously doing this? You're doing this all because you're insecure. And when you're insecure and you think, okay, excuse me, well, she got all these men coming after her. I know she can't handle the pressure. She must be cheating. So, you know, then I can go out and cheat because, you know, I know she's cheating on me, and this is all in your mind. You justifying this all to yourself. Well, really, you are really fucking up. You are truly fucking up. You are messing up your house and home, your family. This is not worth it. I don't know what's wrong with you. You need some serious prayer. You need some serious therapy. You need everything you need because you are messing up a good situation, which a lot of people wish they had. It's not worth it. I don't know what the fuck is going on with you, but you need to get your mind together. Seriously. Because it's all in your head. It is all in your head. Rashida is a beautiful woman. You know, girls get attention from men all the time, every day. And it's not that hard to turn down. It really isn't. So, you said, I don't think, she can handle all this pressure. She's been beautiful probably all her life, and she's probably been getting hit on just about every day of her life. And what makes you think now that she can't handle it? Get real. Alright, so we're gonna move on. So, talking about the Scrappy and Kirk talking about the baby situation, Scrappy brings up that Bambi is in fact pregnant. And he tells her, he asked Kirk about the situation with the jacuzzi or whatever with him and Benzino last year. He's like, for real, I need to know, did she fuck Benzino? And Kirk flat out tells him, no, she did not. They played strip poker or something. And she was like, oh no, I can't take no parts in this. And I remember she went on, Bambi went on KKN last summer, and she said that she didn't fuck Benzino, she wouldn't even kiss him. And I believed her. Truthfully, I don't really think that Bambi is a hoe. So, Scrappy and Mama D, he might have himself a good situation here. And he doesn't need to be a fool and mess that up either. So, Kirk asks Scrappy, is he in love? He says, no, I'm not in love, but, she said she loved me. We got this baby on. I told Mama. Mama said, oh, it's going to be little footprints going, little pitter-patter going around the palace. And her off mind. And, he seems like, this is a big shock to him. But they're going to keep the baby, which to me seems only right, to keep the child. Alright, we're going to move on. So, Scrappy goes and talks to Mama D. And Mama D, she talks about since the Bambi, she's like, since the Bambi is pregnant, with the royal, what she said, with the royal highness or something like that, the throne or something, I'm gonna take it easy on her, I'm gonna take it easy on her, on the Bambi. Bye. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Mama D. Matter of fact, he's like, you take your bipolar medicine? She's like, yes, I did. He's like, okay, because you seem very calm right now. And then, and she started talking about some bye. And he's like, that's a lamb. And then she's like, okay, well, whatever. And then she's like, well, I'm going to take it easy on the Bambi. He's like, it's not the Bambi, it's Bambi. And then she's like, okay, well, this is what I want the Bambi to take. I want to take her iron because it's good for her blood. I want to take zinc. And she has a whole list of different vitamins and everything that she take. And I'm actually, like, proud of Mama D. I'm like, okay. And of course, it is only so long she goes without taking her medicine that she gonna change this whole thing. But right now, I'm actually proud of Mama D. It actually seems that she is going to be mature about this and that she is going to play her position correctly for now. And she's like, I want her to take this, and, I'm gonna call her up and I'm gonna tell her to take this. And you have to remember, I'm sitting there thinking, like, and she has a whole list of different vitamins. I'm like, how she got this list? But then I remember that she used to be a nurse before she was a pimp. Before she ended up having an accident doing nursing or whatever. And that's how she ended up becoming a pimp, because she lost her nursing license. But, I'm proud of Mama D for that. So then they go on, Mimi and Stevie meet up because Mimi has moved. And Stevie's like, I heard you moved or whatever, and I need to know where you moved because you got my daughter. And then Mimi's like, okay, whenever you want to see your daughter, all you got to do is call me. And they go on and start arguing over this petty shit. And Mimi goes in her interview, and she says, "Yeah, I moved. You know, I'm done. I'm sick of this bullshit, and I'm tired of how Eva comes home from Stevie's house and talks about this big old castle. And so mommy had to get herself a little something too." And it's like, to me, it's almost like it's a competition thing, which I do know when parents are separated, especially when the parents are separated, they can be, jealous of each other, and they can be in somewhat of competition sometimes. The child's affection or whatever, they want to seem like, they're getting equal amount of love, or they're getting more. They want to be favored as the parent. So it's like, what's all this jealousy for? You moved out your house because, you want to get a bigger house to be in comparison with Stevie and Jocelyn. And she's probably done some other things in jealousy. But it's like, come on, maybe you need to get that help. Because there's something going on with you that you keep picking these bad men. Especially Nico. I truly believe that Nico is worse than Stevie. And matter of fact, earlier, when Steve was talking to Jocelyn, he said, I believe that, matter of fact, he was telling her now. He was telling Mimi that Nico leaked the tapes, and she's like, Nico didn't leak the tapes or whatever. He's like, yeah, he's thirsty. He leaked the tapes. And then Mimi goes on to say, well, I took that in consideration, but truly I trust Nico. And truly, I don't trust Nico. Nobody trusts Nico. Everybody believes that Nico stole the tape. And they go on, and he asks her, well, how did this tape get out? And she's like, well, I'll tell you, we shot it in the Bahamas or whatever, and his bags got stolen. And Stevie like, I'll tell you who stole them bags. Nico stole them bags. And he's telling him the truth, telling Mimi the truth. I don't know why she doesn't want to get that in her head. He's not good for you or your child. He's not thinking about your child right now. Because if he was thinking about you or your child, you wouldn't be in this situation. Alright, so I'm going to go on. So Kirk and Benzino go out or whatever. They're at this little bar. And Kirk has got he got the test results in front of him in an envelope, and he's nervous. He doesn't want to open it. And this young waitress comes up to him, and he asks her, can she open it? So she starts opening. Benzino's like, well, hold on. She don't even know you to be opening your damn results. So Benzino reads it, and he says, Kirk Frost, you are not excluded from being the father of Carter, whatever. And Kirk looks at it. He's all happy. He's like, oh yeah, He's like, I feel like going home and giving Rashida and making another baby or whatever. And he's all happy, and it's like, yeah, okay. Everybody told you that this was your baby. Now your mama-in-law that pokes fun at you because you basically ruined her child's life. So, y'all having your little back and forth, and she's just saying something to get back at you. She knows that is your baby, honey. So then he goes, he's happy or whatever, and him and Benzino's about to leave, and he asks the waitress, well, what's your name? And she's like, Jasmine. It's a very beautiful name. And he's like, okay, well, Jasmine, you're very beautiful. And then Benzino like, Kirk, come on now. Stop with disrespecting her. And then disrespecting Rashida. And he's like, well, I ain't gonna do nothing. I just wanted to tell her that she was beautiful. So then they go outside, and he's like, yeah, I'm a show. They're leaving. They're outside. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put this these results down on the table and be like, Carter is mine, and I'm gonna throw it up in her mama's face since she kept saying that Carter ain't mine. And Benzino's like, Kurt, you done already disrespected Rashida enough. She don't need to know nothing about these results so that you had Carter tested. And Benzino takes the paper and he lights it up. And actually, for now, he's actually done Kirk, some help. And he's actually told Kirk some real shit, but Kirk, for some reason, just doesn't seem to get it. Just like, next episode, I can't wait for that. They show the little trailers or whatever. And this fool Kirk, the same girl, Jasmine, the waitress or whatever, he got her up in there. She the new nanny now. And I don't even think Rashida know that she the new nanny. And they up there in a playing house, basically. And she's, playing with Carter like, say mommy. And Rashida walked in. It's like, bitch, I bet not ever. I mean, woo. She must have heard Rashida coming up in the house and was trying to say, oh, say mommy because mommy's coming in. Because if I ever heard my child call somebody else mommy, it's going to be a serious problem. And he got this little young girl in the house or whatever so he can get his little dick wet or whatever when Rashida's not home. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Kirk, but he is really digging himself a deep ditch that he is not going to be able to come out of. And he don't stop playing. He's seriously going to see himself in the attorney's office for a divorce. I don't know what the fuck wrong with Kirk, but he needs to, what's going on with his little crazy ass mind, but he needs to get that shit together. I liked him so much first season. Second season, he started losing it. But, yeah, let's move on from that. So, cause there is more. Carly Red is in the studio. And she's in the studio working on some song that her and Jack got that they're supposed to be making together. And Jack isn't there yet. And she, has Jeremiah. Y'all remember Jeremiah from Birthday Sex? And some other songs or whatever. He's in there, trying to give her vocal lessons. And, they in there flirting, basically. She in there, they touching or whatever. He's like, oh, you gotta sing from your diagram. And he grabs her. And she's in her confession talking about, oh, she loves how he touches her or whatever. And they all up in the face. How she was talking to Jack last week, talking about, give me 5 feet or 5 minutes. They was like 5 centimeters away from each other. They was all up in the face. She was like, I don't want you to go. I'm sad. Don't go. And it's like, come on, Carly, now you making yourself start to look like a hoe. And, then Jack walks in on him. And Jack and Jeremiah, they dab each other up or whatever. And then Jeremiah starts to walk for the door. And Jack like, what the fuck is this? And Jeremiah, he stands in the doorway. And she's like, what are you talking about? And Jack like, what the fuck is this? And he turned around. He see Jeremiah still in the doorway. He's like, man, I got this. No, she good. You go ahead. So Jeremiah walks out. And they start arguing. And he's like, you know what? I can't believe you would do some shit like this, though. And they get into arguing, they go outside, and she's like, I'm glad that you feel jealous. I feel like that all the time. You be out all the time, you be cheating. I don't know where you be. And she's like, and he like, you know what, this house situation, fuck all this. I'm done with you stupid bitch. And you had a good thing, you had a good man, you fucked all that up. And I'm done with you. And then she's like, you know what, you go ahead, cause I'm done with you, and you always, you jealous or whatever, and I'm glad you jealous, cause now you finally know how I feel. And it's like, come on, Carly, now. Y'all see, you can tell that y'all are not the ones for each other, but now I get it, when I'm starting to get it. When I talked about that interview I had seen Jack in was it Blogzilla last month or something, and he was talking about how he got bitches, and Carly Red just his bottom bitch, and you know bottom bitch mean his main bitch basically, and you know Carly got bitches. Now I see what they got going on, so maybe it does work for them. I don't know, but they need to get their shit together. But of course, if they didn't have their shit together, then we would have nothing to talk about on Lies and Hip Hop ATL. So, you know, I'll be back. You know, check out my other videos. I had a video today talking about Jay-Z and Solange's little sprawl in the brawl, I'm sorry. Brawl in the elevator. And, you know, you can check that out. I got other videos. I got hair videos. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will be back for, you know, another review. And follow me on Twitter at Jazz Chapman. JAZCHAPMAN. And I will see y'all. Peace.